Hi everyone, my name is Sue Berry and I'm the wine manager and sommelier for SR Perrott. Typically we do our quarterly tastings at the Museum of Arts and Sciences every quarter, and this time we're going to do it virtually. We're going to be talking about 4 different wines today, which are part of our Wines with a Cause. Each of these wines has 20% of the sales being donated to a different charity. The first wine I'm going to talk about today is called MOAS Scotto. Do you get the pun on that? MOAS, for Museum of Arts and Sciences Scotto. And this is a beautiful sparkling Moscato. The second wine is called Perrott's Chardonnay. 20% of this gets donated to the Gasparilla Music Foundation in Tampa, Florida. Next we have For the Love of Art Merlot, which has 20% being donated back to the Museum of Arts and Sciences. And lastly, Perrott's Cabernet Sauvignon, with 20% being donated to the Tampa Gasparilla Music Foundation. The first wine we're going to talk about today is MOAS Scotto. And as you can see, it has MOAS for Museum of Arts and Sciences in large letters and then Scotto. This particular wine is from California. It is a non-vintage wine, and what does that mean? That means that the grapes can be sourced from several years or vintages and blended together. So most of you know that Moscato is a very sweet wine. This one happens to have some lively bubbles to it, which makes it more interesting. And it has some tasting notes of honeysuckle, pear, and citrus. And again, 20% gets donated back to the Museum of Arts and Sciences. And this wine is available for purchase here at the Museum of Arts and Sciences any day that they're open, or at our new Oil and Vinegar store that opened in the Publix shopping center at Margaritaville. The second wine we're going to talk about today is called Perrott's Chardonnay. This is a clean, uncomplicated Chardonnay from California. Again, this is non-vintage, and that means that the grapes can be sourced from several different years or several vintages. This has some tasting notes of citrus, sliced pear, and green apple. It has some wonderful minerality and acidity as well.
Hi, I'm Melissa with Oil and Vinegar Daytona Beach. We are a gourmet international retail shop. We are located at Latitude Landing in Margaritaville, and here's Chef Mary.
Hi, welcome to Oil and Vinegar. My name is Mary Maggio, and I'm the executive chef here at Oil and Vinegar. Today we are going to prepare 2 appetizers that will pair so very well with the wines that Sue Berry from SR Perrott has presented to the Museum of Arts and Sciences. Our first appetizer for this evening, or today I should say, is our mango chili shrimp. This is a very simple, clean type of shrimp that I think you'll be just so excited to serve because it's been so easy. Here at the store we have our fabulous mango chili sauce, and we're just going to need a cup of it. And while I'm doing this, I want to explain that I have just about a pound of 1620 shrimp. Let me explain to you what the 1620 is. That means that in each pound of shrimp, you will receive anywhere between 16 and 20 shrimp. So when I use the shrimp, I always pick the number 18. So I'm kind of in the middle as far as much as I need. I'm just going to lower my heat a little bit here. Okay. In addition to that, I'm just going to add about a tablespoon of granulated garlic. And then our Tuscan salt and the Tell cherry pepper. And we're going to marinate this for about 30 minutes. Now, prior to defrosting the shrimp, took it out of the bag, whether to defrost in the refrigerator. If you don't have time for that, I take the frozen shrimp, I put it in my kitchen sink, and I just let cold water dribble on it. So within the hour, the shrimp will be defrosted. So we're just going to head to list our ingredients. We take our beautiful shrimp and just throw it in there and let it marinate. This is a very good, safe, general size shrimp that I buy consistently. I always like the raw shrimp. I don't like anything pre-cooked because then it really gets tough. And when you see how quickly we're going to cook this, I think you'll understand why. I would marinate this for a minimum of about 30 minutes, but no longer than about 2 hours. Okay, so now our shrimp has marinated for 30 minutes and we're ready to cook it. A grill pan or an outside grill. If you can get that handsome guy in your life to go ahead and grill the shrimp for you, that would be so much better. But if you're grilling indoors, I have a cast iron grill pan that I am cooking on. And please don't get scared. I'm going to cook the shrimp for a minute and a half on each side, and it will be cooked perfectly. Perfect. And while the shrimp is cooking, I'm going to just show you how we're going to go ahead and display it. But you have to promise me that you're not going to tell anybody else because it's going to be so simple and so beautiful that you're going to want to keep that secret to yourself. Perfectly. The ingredients in our mango chili sauce, and it's just a one sauce ingredient. You don't have to do anything else to it. I add a little bit of garlic, a little salt and pepper. You can enhance it by adding a little bit of heat, which might be nice, but that's all according to your personal taste, etc. Perfect. As you could see, the shrimp have started to become so caramelized. Oh, these are going to be so good. So good. We have used these time and time again here at the store for our private parties and special celebrations. So I thought this would be a good appetizer to share with all of you. I just wanted you to notice that I am using tongs, and it is a learning process, but if you can kind of just practice with it at home, you'll see that your life is going to be so much easier when you're using the tongs. Okay, another minute and a half. And yes, they're going to be finished. So let me explain to you now, as far as our demonstration, how we are going to present our shrimp. We have just a glass container, and I have filled it with plain rice. I have skewers here, and we're going to skewer the shrimp onto our little skewers and then present them to our guests. Okay. I wish you could all be here just to inhale the wonderful scents of this very simple sauce and recipe. And I will tell you, so many of our folks that have come into the shop and have tried it enjoy using it on not only any kind of seafood, but chicken as well. And one of the gentlemen said that's his secret recipe for chicken wings. So we have a lot of good positive input from our guests that come into the shop. And we always ask them to share how they prepared our particular product so we can go ahead and share that again. Now that the shrimp has cooled slightly, we're going to use, I think it's about an 8 or a 10-inch skewer. And we always like to have the tails coming up. So we go from the bottom and we go right through the top. And then we place our skewer into our display container. And once we do a number of these, it turns out to be very attractive, very dramatic, and a lot more exciting than laying it down on a boring old platter. Again, I think I mentioned that I just use rice to go ahead and hold all of this up. In case anything ever falls down into it, it's still safe to be able to consume. I love doing this with fresh vegetables. We've done this with beef kebabs, chicken kebabs, and I'm going to let you use your imagination of how what about fruit? Hey guys, what about fruit? Fruit skewers. Yeah, I like that idea. I think we'll do that one day here at the shop. We have some wonderful flavored vinegars that I'd love to pair with fresh fruit. So I'd love for you to stop by, and we're happy to have you sample all of the wonderful flavored vinegars that we have. And I will tell you a little secret. We now use our flavored vinegars on ice cream. Yes. So you get that nice sweet kick that you're looking for without the calories. So you can have that nice bowl of vanilla ice cream or ice cream of your choice, and then just sprinkle a little bit of our flavored vinegars on it. Amazing. We love it.
Our next wine today is for the Love of Art Merlot, and 20% of this gets donated to the Museum of Arts and Sciences. This Merlot is a medium-bodied, elegant Merlot. It has some tasting notes of plum, dried currant, peppercorns, and some savory spices. It's got a silky finish. Again, this is from California, non-vintage, which means that the grapes can be sourced from several years or different vintages. I should add also that all the wines we're talking about today, the labels are paintings by Michelle Connors, who is the owner and president of SR Perrott. And that is why she is donating 20% of each of these wines to different charities. Our last wine today is Perrott's Cabernet Sauvignon. Perrott's Cabernet Sauvignon is also from California and non-vintage, which means that the grapes can be sourced from several different years or vintages. This is a medium-bodied Cabernet with tasting notes of plum and black cherry with a hint of vanilla. And it's got some soft tannins. Those of you that don't know what tannins are the residuals of the skin of the grapes and the seeds of the grapes. I hope you enjoyed today's tasting. We had some wonderful wines here with 20% being donated to charity. Please check the MOAS calendar for our next wine tasting. We hope to resume in 2021. And remember that MOAS Scotto is available for purchase here at the Museum of Arts and Sciences, as well as Oil and Vinegar in the Public Shopping Center in LPGA. I hope you've enjoyed today's tasting. Please feel free to enter your comments or photos at the bottom. We'd love to hear from you and look forward to seeing you in 2021.
For the wonderful Perrott's Merlot that we're showcasing today, I decided to use a rack of lamb. I like red meats with the Merlot, and lamb is not something that folks kind of tend to. When they go to a restaurant, they like to order it. but I want to show you how easy it's going to be for you to prepare this at home. This is what we call a Frenched rack of lamb. I did purchase this over at Sam's Club. It is available at our Margaritaville Publix as well. This is a New Zealand rack of lamb, all grass-fed, all natural, so that's why it was my choice. It comes this way, and you can certainly roast it that way, but for our appetizers this evening, I just wanted to show you how we could break it down, cut it into individual chops. So if you are shopping at Publix, you will find them in their showcase exactly like that. When we cook lamb, we usually cook it to medium rare, but then again, that's up to you all. Some folks like these little lollipop lamb chops on the rare side, and some of them a little bit more well done. So that's how we go ahead and cut it if we buy the whole rack of lamb. Otherwise, you could find it in the supermarket in individual slices. If any of you have come to any of my cooking classes, you will realize that I am a strong proponent of fresh garlic. I will never buy those little granules that are stuck in a little jar. There's no flavor to them. So I insist that you go and buy fresh garlic, or come over to Oil and Vinegar and use our poached garlic heads that are all peeled and ready for use immediately. All I did to marinate is to slice the garlic, and I just sliced it. You could chop it finer, but I like the flavor and not so much a mouthful of garlic cloves. So that would be all that you would have to do, is open up the jar, slice the garlic, and then go ahead and add it to your marinade. Fresh rosemary, garlic, rosemary, red wine are all the aromatics that go beautifully with our lamb. So this is what we look like when we're all marinated. So in a bowl where you would marinate these lovely little lamb chops, we used our Bun Secco olive oil, which is from Italy, very mild flavor. And then we added the seasonings to it, the garlic cloves, our fresh rosemary, our sea salt, and our ground pepper flakes. So you can certainly use your outside grill or an indoor grill like I'm doing today. And after the chops have been marinated for at least 30 minutes, you could certainly do it a little bit earlier in the day. We are going to cook these for about 2 minutes on each side for medium rare. And I wish you were here, because I'm driving everybody crazy with the wonderful scents that are coming from these beautiful little baby lamb chops. Again, simple ingredients: good olive oil, good garlic, fresh rosemary, salt and pepper. Simple and delicious. finishing touches on our two appetizers today. On the shrimp, I always look to add just a little bit of fresh lime juice. If you'd like to enhance it and add chunks of fresh mango, it would be just a beautiful product to enhance it. But as it is, with a little bit of wine would be ideal. Our beautiful little lollipop lamb chops, I like to finish it with a little bit of sweet instead of mint, our mint jelly, of which I happen to love. But this is our pomegranate vinegar that we have here at Oil and Vinegar. It just gives a beautiful, soft, sweet, accented taste to our lamb chops. I hope that you all come back and see us, not visually, not virtually, but in the store. I'm here pretty much 5 days a week. Our staff is very highly educated to help you go and investigate the products that we have here. Look forward to seeing you. And if you have any recipes that you'd like to share with me, I'm a wonderful listener and would love to learn. Thanks so much for being here today.